Everyone, Delta One here. I am currently trying to get my, we're doing test, test something? I'm currently doing test trials with my vlogging setup for my motorcycle that I used to do. I was doing a test run with it I actually did a test run with it yesterday for highway speeds. And I did a test run the day before for in town. In town, I haven't looked at it yet, but I have looked at the highway. And I can tell you now that I will not be able to vlog on the highway. What I mean by highway, I mean speeds of like 75 plus. Because I might have done it by closing my visor or my helmet, because it's not technically the visor. But when I close my visor, nothing interferes. But if I close the actual helmet itself, when I bring it down, every once in a while it will snag the microphone that is on the side of my helmet. So at some point, either while on that ride, because I rode a little portion of it with my visor up, because if you have a split helmet, some people will ride for a bit to get airflow in their helmet with their entire helmet up, folded up, or they'll ride with it folded down and they'll ride with their visor up. A lot of fixed one-piece helmets, they ride with their visor up. But if you have a dual or a split helmet, you'll ride with the helmet folded up for up to a certain speed limit or up to a certain wind resistance. You'll ride with it up. And because the reason I have that helmet is because I have glasses, and then the split helmet is a lot easier to have to put on and off your glasses when you do that. I mean, put on and off the helmet without the glasses. Otherwise, you got to either try to force your helmet on with your glasses, or try to put your helmet on and try to force your glasses on with your helmet on. I had an issue with this mostly because the ear set that I was using to listen to music was the regular wired headset, regular wired earphones. I think they were made by Sony. I mean, they were great. They stayed in your ear and everything. But again, trying to get the music and trying to get your glasses on struggles. But what ends up happening is, I hate people that do that. They come out the door of a place that has you have to yield to traffic, and then they just stop. And then you have to sit there and wait, and you wonder, are they going to go? And they never look up, and they never try to cross the road, so you have to go ahead and just go. And then when they turn up and they want to start walking, you now look like an a-hole, because you decided to go when they were trying to go. But anyway, at some point, my microphone's the little muffler or the little black piece that goes on it. That thing, what it did was it actually came off the mic. So you heard nothing but wind noise on it. I mean, it still recorded great. I think that camera can only do 1080p, but it still recorded great 1080p clear video. But it was really loud. Really wasn't really worth it. I'll put it this way: the wind noise was a lot better than if you had a drift camera, not drift, but if you had a GoPro camera in that situation without a microphone. Because most people that record with a GoPro have an external microphone that they have to use their audio with a separate piece over the built-in microphone because it's so sensitive. But with the drift cam, the audio is a little bit, I won't say it's clearer, but it's a little bit more resistive to wind noise. So like if I was talking in the microphone, you'd be able to hear it, but you'd hear a lot of wind noise. You'd hear my voice well over, like with the GoPro, you won't hear the audio from the person that well, but you'll hear the audio from the wind noise more. Well, with the drift camera, in most situations, you'll hear the person's voice well over the wind noise, but the wind noise is still there. And if you're like that kind of person that don't like to hear any wind noise when you do yours, then you're going to be kind of stuck in between them. That's where I'm at now. That piece came off the mic. I have 3 of those mics, 3 of those wired mics. I have to replace the whole thing that's in my helmet. So the great thing about the drift camera, which is why I have the drift, 2 reasons why I have the drift camera instead of the GoPro. One is the convenience of its location. A drift camera will stick about that far off your helmet, and you mount it to the side, you can mount it to the top, and it only sits that far off your helmet. Whereas a GoPro will sit like maybe that far off your helmet. Keep in mind your helmet's going to come out to here, so your GoPro's going to be sticking out to here if you have the short one, and then in the front it'll stick out about that far. Whereas on the GoPro, even though it's a small box, all of its attachments makes it so much farther. Well, the drift camera mounts exactly to whatever it is you're doing, which is why I have that one. And also the convenience of where the camera points, the microphone plug is right in the back of it, so you have less wire management that you have to do. So initially, I started getting back into doing that, but the problem is that every time, each season, I have to change microphones. Not every microphone is made the same. Even though it's the exact same microphone, there's tolerance between the same product that won't be the same. And usually I have to change microphones, usually because of my helmet. I didn't have it secure enough in there to where bringing the helmet down one day and I actually destroyed that microphone. So I'll end up having to getting a whole nother mic, and that's what I've done now. Is I've gotten another microphone, and the microphone, when there's no wind noise, is great. I haven't checked the footage of when I was riding at city speeds of like 30 to 45 miles an hour. I haven't checked that speed yet, that speed on the camera yet. I've only checked the 75 plus, which no, I'm not showing that footage. Anyway, I showed it to my friends. They said the video is clear, but it's the wind. The wind noise not that bad, but you know, you have wind noise. But hopefully my next upload will be technically it won't be my first vlog with my camera for motor vlogging, but it'll be my first motor vlogging in a long time. And anyone that's ever seen most of my videos from vlogging, from motor vlogging, I do more of a raw uploads, and I think I don't really actually edit out anything. So I do try to put an intro in it, and I do try to put an outro in it, but for the most case, unless it's a video where I cut in and out of 2 places, where I turn the camera off and then turn the camera back on and continue that topic, that's the only time I actually ever do that. But hopefully the next upload is going to be a motor vlog. And I do not remember what the topic was. I think I just started, someone asked me about my motorcycle, about why it looks that way, why I haven't tried to fix it, and I think I was explaining that. But rather than actually seeing this, you actually see me riding, which is pretty much what you see on every motor vlogger on the YouTube generates. But I stopped doing it for a while because I didn't have a motorcycle at all. And then when I did get a motorcycle back, weather didn't permit. And then when the weather did permit, the camera would either be not charged or not found. And then I also had to downgrade the video card because what I had in there was way too big for what it had, and I needed that 128 for something else, so I had to go get another SD card, micro SD card to fit in it. So hopefully the next video will be a motor vlog instead of you seeing this ugly mod. So peace.